Hello. If you have been here since the beginning of the season, take a breath with me. We've walked through every single chapter of the Marketing for Entrepreneurs Revised Edition, the quick guide to sparking out your marketing. We have moved from spark to ignite to blaze. We've talked about message and rhythm and repetition and trust and follow through and momentum. And more than anything, we talked about staying. When I first recorded the opening episode, I said that the season would be about steadiness and about what actually builds momentum inside a real life. Not a curated one, not a performing one, not a perfectly optimized one, but a real one. And now that we're here at the end, I want to zoom out a little bit. Because what we covered this season is not just marketing strategy. It is deep foundational orientation, grounded orientation of who you are and who you serve. And it's how you hold your work. It's how you hold yourself inside of your work. Over these episodes, we've named something many founders feel but rarely articulate. That strange disconnect between being very good at what you do and still feeling tangled when it comes time to talk about it. We talked about sitting down at your laptop and knowing your work matters and still feeling the weight of where to begin. And we talked about what happens when your message finally sounds like you, when your website feels like home, and when your visibility reflects your values instead of chasing attention or some trend. We talked about choosing one core platform, one rhythm, and one voice, and we stayed with it long enough for recognition to form. And we talked about something that changes everything once you see it. Trust builds quietly. Recognition builds slowly, and momentum compounds through repetition. So when I look back at the founders that I have worked with over near 3 decades, the difference between those who feel steady and those who feel constantly unsettled rarely comes down to talent. It comes down to staying with the message, staying with the platform, staying with the seed long enough to let the work do what it was designed to do. That is what Blaze is really about. And if this season has done anything, I hope it has helped you to feel your footing again in a really deep, grounded way. The kind where you open your laptop and know what you want to say. The kind where you stop rewriting your bio every 3 months. And the kind where someone messages you and says, I've been following you for a while, and you realize something has been building behind the scenes the entire time. The kind of momentum that changes how your business feels. It changes how you lead. It changes how you carry yourself. And here's what I want to name as we close. This book was revised because I have grown. The first version just proved that I could finish the book. It was a dare or a promise to myself. But this version reflects who I've become, the conversations I've had, the women I've walked alongside, and the patterns that I've seen repeated. And as I've recorded these episodes, something else has been forming quietly in the background. Another layer of this conversation, another book. And in 2026, I'm releasing my next book called Brand Magic. It goes deeper, it expands beyond marketing into the lived experience of building a brand in a world that often wasn't designed with relational, heart-led leadership in mind. It explores visibility, identity, voice, and work, and the emotional labor behind the scenes. The tension between success and self-trust, and it holds space for the woman who has built something real and still feels like she's searching for herself inside of it. That book is still in process. It's being written slowly and intentionally, and it carries everything I've learned through Wickedly Branded and through the Brand Magic method through hundreds of Brand Spark experiences in 30 years doing this work. And if this season, this book, the Marketing for Entrepreneurs book, resonated with you, the next book will feel like stepping into the deeper room, the same house. So for now, though, this is where we land. If you've been listening along with the book, you can grab the revised edition of Marketing for Entrepreneurs on Amazon and pair it with the companion workbook and move through the activations at your own pace. You can download the PDF of the workbook from the show notes link as well. But if you've read the book and listened to the season, consider leaving a review. Reviews really help thoughtful founders find work that matches their pace and their values. If you're feeling the pull for more direct conversation about your own brand, then check out the Brand Spark experience, because that remains the best place where you can, where insights can turn into direction. 90 minutes focused and grounded, built around what is already true about your work, but gives you the next best steps for you to create what is actually possible. And if you simply want to stay connected, join our weekly marketing newsletters every week. I share reflections and patterns I'm noticing and updates when new podcast episodes and resources go live. It's a steady way to stay in conversation with me. Before we close, I want to leave you with something simple. Marketing does not have to feel like a separate version of yourself. It can feel like a continuation of your care. Your business can feel like an extension of your values, and your brand can hold you. And when identity and language and visibility move together, momentum builds without force. And that is the through line of this entire book and season. Spark what matters, ignite with intention, and stay with it long enough to let it blaze. Thank you so much for spending the season with me. We'll be back soon. And in the meantime, keep building it in a way that feels like home. Wow, what an incredible conversation we just had. I hope that this episode lit a little bit of a fire under you to finally bring your brand to life in a way that feels true to you. Remember, clarity is the spark, but activation is that fire and flame that keeps your message and your visuals and your strategy aligned, and the confidence that follows. So does that lovely thing called momentum that you've been waiting for. So if today's episode, if you loved it, make sure you are subscribed to the Wickedly Branded Marketing Podcast so you never miss an insight or a conversation. Until next time, dare to be wickedly branded.